introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. First thing first, thank you very much for being here, spending your Sunday with me. Although I'm not yet reaching midlife age, because of my experience dealing with a lot of midlife women, so somehow I already learned a lot of things from their experience, and I hope my knowledge and experience can also help each one of you, particularly on the food. Okay, so I actually prepared a presentation slide, but I also would like to give some disclaimer, right? Especially when we talk about food and we talk about nutrition, all the informations are widely available, right? But I hope that whatever things that I share today, it is open for discussion, and this is where we need to discuss so that we can do some personalization to you. Because widely available information out there might not be helpful, might be helpful for, or might be helpful or might not be helpful. So you need an expert to help you to debunk it. Okay? So I'm gonna be sharing a screen. So first thing first, my name is Farah. Professionally, I'm a dietitian. Simply because I was wondering what does dietitian means. So I apply all my university's degree with all dietetics learning. And when I learned dietetics, I found out that somehow we have to focus on prevention. Okay, and at the same time, what's the point of being in a hospital telling people about food if you don't improve it earlier? So that's why we are building a company called Diet Ideas. And today I'm happy to do some Sunday sharing with all of you. And if you have any question, like I mentioned, please feel free to just ask me. Okay. So of course, before we discuss about a lot of things, we have to understand why women in midlife need to take care of their health. Okay, so there are a lot of contributing reason, but then this is the top four, which I believe Karen has been repeatedly telling all of you. But let's set this as a reminder again for today. Okay, so women in midlife, is hormonal changes begin, also have higher health risks, energy, sleep, and mood fluctuation. And also, this is the time where we have to focus on rebuilding and not declining whatever things that we already have. I also would like to spotlight the about higher health risks. So based on my experience, there are clients in Diet Ideas. They have been telling us she has been doing a lot of amazing things in terms of their diet, in terms of their lifestyle, but she found out that technically it no longer working for them, and does help them. It cause them to increase their weight. Okay, and at the same time, what she eats when she was in their 30s, in the 40s, okay, and then when she meet 50 years old, eating the same food, but suddenly cholesterol also higher. Okay, and why? Okay, and at the same time, bone loss, heart disease risk rise after menopause. So I believe this is a lot of people, not only society, but some of the healthcare professionals also, who rarely working with midlife people, midlife women, they have the tendency to overlook the idea of women in midlife have a higher tendency to have bone loss. Okay. Okay, so this is all the reason why women in midlife need to take care of their health. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing about few things, which I believe Karen and Tim has asked you what are the things that we need to discuss. Okay, I'm going to be covering all of this. There are few informations that is quite factual, but there are few sessions that we need to discuss, and I'm looking forward to hear your opinion and how can I help you better. Okay, so let's move into the first things, which is practical tips for snacking and eating healthy. So when we talk about eating healthy, or when we talk about when we talk about snacking, the whole idea, it has to make sure, we need to make sure snacking and healthy eating are simple and sustainable. So how example is, okay, so this is some of the smart snack ideas for busy women that I've propose or prepare for all of you that you might need to take consider in your daily life. For example, we need to, maybe it's time for you also to incorporate wholemeal or multi-grain sandwich with tuna or egg if some of you have a higher appetite or bigger appetite. Okay, or boiled egg, a few slices of cucumber or cherry tomato. Okay, unsalted nut, low-fat yogurt with fruits, banana, papaya, dragon fruits, or any fruits is already considered as one of the smart snacking ideas. Okay, and tempeh chips or baked kacang kuda, buah potong, papaya, guava, watermelon, whole grain cracker with hummus or peanut butter. So technically, I believe all of you knows what is this. And right? Okay, but at the same time, I'm gonna be sharing about few factual things, then we can discuss in terms of the personalization. Okay, and then eating healthy, made local. So technically, when we look at our mixed rice, so for us in Malaysia, or maybe because there is less information available for Malaysian diet, so we have the tendency to follow Westerner, okay, when it comes to their healthy eating. So actually in Malaysia, the way we do dieting, which is our mixed rice, is actually one of the tool for us to eat right and healthy. Why? Because in the mixed rice, it's already complete with protein, carbs, and fat, which is essential for not only midlife women, but actually for all of us. Okay, but how do we want to make sure the food is right or healthy for us is depends on our composition. Okay, so maybe before I move forward, maybe can I ask all of you, what do you usually eat? And let's discuss whether do you think this is healthy or not. Okay, so now we also need to discuss in terms of sustainability. When it comes to eating healthy, usually I like to use the word eating right, because in Malaysia mindset when it comes to eating healthy is like super eat clean, rebus-rebus, grill, uh, all the healthy things lah. Usually for Chinese people, they're able to accept it because memang their culture is already eating healthy. For Indian and Malay, it's very hard, right? It's very hard to accept that, right? So that's why we have to focus on sustainability. The reason why I put graph here is because let's imagine today is Monday. Okay, Monday we eat clean. Tuesday we eat our curry. Wednesday we eat our eat clean again. And then Thursday we eat our spaghetti. Okay, the whole idea is you can eat anything you want as long as you understand you be mindful with whatever things that you put inside your mouth. Okay, because if you put like Monday sampai Jumat you always eat clean, you are losing the beauty of life. You are losing the beauty of amazing food that Malaysian has to offer, right? So this is the reason why we say sustainability is very important when it comes to eating healthy, when it comes to dieting. Okay, you can eat anything you want, but you have to be mindful. Okay, so from my experience, maybe Karen, whatever you are eating now is quite sustainable for you. That's why it translated into your body. Okay, it translated not only your body, like physical and internal, right? So maybe you should also teach the community what
I've been
your
teaching.
diet, right?
I don't know whether they listen or not.
Oh, yeah. So this sustainability doesn't mean you have to eat always healthy every day, but full of variety. Okay. So Miss Morgana, it's okay to eat curry. Okay. Is there any Malay here? Me lah, right? It's also okay to eat rendang. Okay. But just need to be mindful. Okay. So this is the idea. Next, we're going to be focusing on food that are best for peri and postmenopause. Okay. So usually, food that is best for peri and postmenopause is actually, it has to support our hormonal balance, bone strength, and energy. This is the most important criteria. Okay. But then, this is some of the factual things which I believe all of you already know. But let me read it for a reminder. Okay, phytoestrogen-rich food, it helps to balance hormone level naturally. Example like soy products, tempeh, tofu, tauhu, flaxseed, chia seeds, legumes, lentil, chickpeas, kacang dal. This is phytoestrogen-rich food. Okay, omega-3, it helps to reduce inflammation and protect heart health. For example, for Malaysian context, we have ikan kembung, ikan tenggiri, salmon, sardine, ikan bilis. Okay, chia seed and walnut flaxseed oil. So this is some of the example. Okay, next is antioxidant and anti-inflammatory food. I believe all of you already know this. All the fruits and vegetables, as well as some of the spices like kunyit, halia, bawang putih is very, very important for anti-inflammatory. Okay. Okay, and it helps to reduce hot flushes. Okay, and at the same time, whole grain and fiber foods. Okay, it helps to support digestion, hormone detox, and steady energy. So that's why it's very important to take carbohydrate. Okay, because I see a lot of like our clients. I'm not sure in the women in midlife as community, but most of our clients when they reach like 40 to 50 years old, they have the tendency to avoid carbohydrate because they want to lose weight. But when they avoid carbohydrate, uh, there's a difference between avoiding and restricting. Okay, so I'm talking about the avoiding. So when they avoid carbohydrate, they have the tendency, number one, energy depleted. Okay, and when energy depleted, their mood is not okay. So when their mood is not okay, so this is the time where they are asyik marah-marah lah. right? Yeah, so people don't see the whole cycle. Okay, that's number one. And secondly is of course it will even very hard for you to lose weight, okay, if you avoiding carbohydrate. Okay, next is calcium, vitamin D food. I believe Karen has been lecturing all of you about this. Yeah, so for Malaysian context is also very we can focus on kailan, bayam, sawi, pak choy. Okay, and vitamin D, it's very very important. There are research that's saying that Malaysian all low in vitamin D. Yes.
Yes, which I've been
Even
telling all of them.
yeah, even though we are here in sunny punya country, but then maybe because our lifestyle is in the aircon. So some of them have to take like vitamin D supplementations, and even not women in midlife, a lot of PCOS lady yang susah nak pregnant, one of the contributing reason is vitamin D sangat low. Yeah. Yeah. So Karen, maybe your M plus can be maybe you can see whether it is suitable for PCOS.
It is actually.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Because I saw the ingredients is actually suitable for PCOS lady. It's
Yeah.
hormonal things.
All right. It just balances the hormones so that you
Yeah.
feel better. Yeah.
Okay. And another one is hydration and balance. Okay. So this is all very important. Okay. So even though some of you enjoy alcohol, this is the time where we need to reduce it. Okay. And then limit caffeine and sugary drink. All the factual things which I believe all of you already know. Okay. But this is the things, in case you do not know, skipping meals worsen hot flushes. So never skip meals. If you want to skip meals or if you do not want to eat main meals, just grab whatever around you, okay, just to give some energy to avoid energy fluctuations as well. Okay, are we clear on this? Should be, right? Okay, so the next question is, what can I eat to help me better or lose weight? Yeah, so Karen, I saw Karen have question.
Not me. Oh, the other
Oh
Karen.
yeah, the other Karen.
Yeah, it's me.
Mhm.
Just now you mentioned do not skip meal, right? So how about intermittent fasting? Because you only eat 2 meals a day.
Okay.
So
Let's
Farah, just to give you context,
Mhm.
I teach them how to do intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
and also to avoid glucose spikes. So one or the other, whichever works for them. So one of the things that when you say not to skip meals, actually, I believe it's just that understanding that your first meal and then after that continuing within the 8 hours so that you get your body used to that rhythm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But okay, but you can, yeah.
Yeah. So Karen, okay, so maybe let me ask few continuation questions. Okay, intermittent fasting has a lot of types. So which one are you referring to?
168.
168.
Mm.
Okay. So before that, what have you practiced it?
Nope,
All right.
haven't started yet.
Oh,
Okay, haven't started.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to find out more.
All right. Okay. So, first, I will answer it based on the theoretical, and secondly, I'll answer it based on the practical side. Okay. So, intermittent fasting, if we do it at certain point of certain period of time, it's acceptable. But if it is long term, number one, we have to assess, we have to check what is your goal. If your goal is to lose weight, or if your goal is to improve whatever things that you want to improve, so give yourself some time, some period of time lah. But if you decided you want to do intermittent fasting for the rest of your life, then go for it. Simply because it's improving your body is already suitable with that rhythm. Okay. Another example, maybe let me share something. Hold on. So usually for Muslim, if they wanted to do some intermittent fasting, okay, later I'll answer your question, Karen. Now we come up with some context first. Okay, for Muslim, if they do intermittent fasting, Muslim that is practicing like puasa, Isnin, Kamis, the puasa sunat, intermittent fasting, if they want to do lose weight, might not working well for them, simply because their body is already suitable with that rhythm. Okay, dah terbiasa puasa, dah terbiasa tak makan. Jadi the moment they do intermittent fasting might not working well for them if they want to lose weight. But improving other things, like for example, glucose management for diabetes, or cholesterol management, or hypertension management might be beneficial. Okay? So now for current context, you can do intermittent fasting, but you have to give yourself some time. Okay, number one, to prepare your body. Secondly, to adapt, and thirdly is to adjust. Okay, and then when you do intermittent fasting, you have to check your symptoms. For example, if you skip your meals, tapi kalau intermittent fasting, technically you makan jugalah, right? You
Yes.
makan. It's not that you memang skip it. So I believe the context where it's gonna kacau you punya hot flushes when you do OMAD, once meal a day. So this is where it gonna cause a lot of hot flushes. But this one is no, like I mentioned here, no one size fits all. So we have to discuss about your lifestyle. We have to discuss about what do you do before, what do you do now, what you planning to do next. Okay. Then after that, we see which one is suitable for you. Okay. So Karen, would you like to share with me, or is already answered?
Answered.
Answered ah?
Answered already.
Or you takut another Karen angry you?
No lah, no lah. Because like you say, I need to understand.
Yeah. So that's why, right? When you see this slide, I purposely not put any facts, or I purposely not put any theory or formula, simply because it is really no one size fits all. It's all about personalization. There are some of our client that comes with us previously has try keto diet, like super keto diet. Okay? And sampai satu masa dia punya berat badan memang tak boleh turun. This is a lady 48 years old, memang tak boleh turun. So it's a question. Okay, so she tried on her own, turun, sampai stuck, and this is the time when she wants to meet dietitian because she don't know what to do anymore. But when meeting dietitian and you already do the extreme kind of thing, we cannot help immediately. So we have to go back to the first cycle, the theoretical cycle, where you have to eat regularly, where you have to eat complete and balanced, where you have to where you have to do this, where you have to do that. Yeah, so it's really no one size fits all. Okay?
Mei yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, hi Farah. I wanted just to check, at times when I've already eaten dinner, I still get hungry. So I am sort of, well, I would really say I'm restricting carbs. A bit like, Winnie trying to lose weight, over time. But then I eat like a few tablespoons of, let's say 3 tablespoons of rice. And then I also incorporate kidney beans, chickpeas, lentils, trying to eat more plant-based. But at times I think I'm not sure whether I'm restricting my carb too much. So even I've eaten dinner, I probably an hour plus I'll get hungry.
So I don't think it's a okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, Mayin. But
Yeah.
based on my professional judgment, I don't think it's because of the carbohydrate. I think it's because you are lacking in terms of your protein. So when you feel hungry, most of the time it's not because after your meals, 1 hour is not because of your carbs, but it's because of your protein. The protein satisfaction is not there, or you haven't hit your protein intake. Yeah.
Right. So I should increase the protein intake then.
Yeah. Maybe can you share with me what's your protein just now?
Well, times could be chicken or pork or fish. So these are the three main proteins, but that's mainly more for like dinner. So it'll be one vegetable and one meat. My lunch, at times I would try to have salad, chickpeas, kidney beans, just that because I take that as my protein, and then some yogurt or add it with salad. I try to mix that up because I try not to cook, but try to eat sustainably, easier, or wholemeal bread, or like a sandwich.
Yeah.
But having some egg or with avocado, or even breakfast would be oatmeal, yogurt, bread. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what I eat. I try not to snack, but I know previously I've been snacking a lot. So, so I'm trying to reduce my snacking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So based on what you told me, I believe it's not because of your carbs. It's because of the protein. You need to improve the quality of the protein. During your lunch, you always say like taking chickpeas, right? Yeah. So
Kidney beans, lentils, yeah.
there are two types of protein main. First is we call is HBV, high biological value protein. Okay, which is
Right.
coming from the animal sources like chicken, pork, fish, meat, and then another type of protein we call as LBV, low biological value, coming from the plant-based. Yeah, so usually when you eat like LBV during lunchtime, memang it is very hard for you to satisfy the meal satisfaction. Yeah, so it's either you also need to incorporate macam your pork, your chicken during lunchtime, okay? And then your LBV tu letak, your lentil semua tu letak during dinner time.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
this is my suggestions. But
So
for
can I combine two?
yeah,
Or
of
just
course, right?
yeah, or
Can I-
better to is
can
it
I
better to sorry?
Sorry, can I just interject here? The
Yeah.
other thing is also know that lunch, if you take a heavy meal at lunch, it gives you more time to digest and you're not carrying it for the evening. That's number one. And
Yes.
then the other thing is, if you are feeling that hunger, the other thing is just making sure you eat. Remember, I thought y'all start with vegetable, then the protein and fat, then the carbs, and then the sweet. So you're not depriving of all the categories, but you're allowing your body to not have those spikes, which is why when you have spikes, that's where you start to get peckish and exhausted. All this starts to come in. So if you eat with that sequence,
Yeah.
that may help you in correcting your hunger pangs that you have after an hour, because 1 hour is quite fast. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, why am I hungry? I've just eaten.
That's amazing, Karen. Yeah, that one is a very, very good strategy to avoid to prevent hunger pangs.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and I also would like to take example of Vinny's breakfast, right? Vinny, after you eat your breakfast, you don't feel hungry, right? The hard-boiled egg, you put pumpkin seed. No, right? Yeah, so
No.
because you are combining LBV and HBV. Yeah, so that's already proof that it's not because of the carbs, Mayin. Okay? Yeah.
Farah, there's some questions about
Okay.
eggs. So they say, if I can take 1 egg per meal. Winnie says 4 eggs per day. Is that too much, too little? Is it okay?
Okay. So now maybe can we do some calculations, right?
Yeah.
Because is it too little or is it okay? We have to do some calculation. Yeah. So technically, normal protein intake for normal individuals is around 20 to 25% of the total calories. Okay, this is for those who are lesser than 40 years old. For 50 years old, for 41 years old and above, it should be around 25 to 30% of the total calories that you are eating. Okay, how do can I write? Okay, are you guys able to see the writing on the slide?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's take like 25 to 30% of total calories. Okay, Vinny, do you count your calories? Or Karen, do you count your calorie? No.
No.
Okay, let's see like 2,000 calories. Okay, usually it will be around 1,005 to 2,000 calories. Okay, so let's just take 2,000 calories, the standard Malaysian punya eating pattern. Okay, so that means if 2,000 calories, let me count first. Hold on, give me a moment.
That would be 25 is about 500 calories.
Yes, correct. Yeah, 500 calorie. Okay, so 500 calories, we need to see whether it is how much is suitable for our protein. 7 plus 500, 71 gram. Okay. All right. Bagi 7. Why I say 7 is because one exchange of protein is equal to 7 cal. So it will lead us to 71 gram, okay, of protein per day. Hold on, let me just count it here.
So
Okay.
Farah, I also advise them based on this, mainly about 1 to 1.5 gram per kilo of their weight.
Okay lah. Okay. Then that's the fastest. Okay. So to answer your question, you guys can read can count 1.5. 1.5 1 to
kilo.
1.5,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we start with Vinny. Vinny, can you count 1 or 1.5 times your body weight? Berapa protein?
Uh, 78.
Okay.
I count 1.5 times my weight is 78 gram. Is that?
Yeah,
Uh,
can. Yeah, so 78 gram of proteins. Okay, 1 exchanges of protein is equal to 7 gram. Can you count 78 bahagi 7 berapa?
11 lah.
11. So 11 exchanges of protein. Now let's discuss on practicality. So 1 exchanges of protein is equals to 1 egg is equal to 1 pieces of ikan kembung is equals to 1 pump, half pump of your chicken is equals to what? To 1 pump of your pork is equals to 1 cup of your lentils. Yeah. So to answer your question, do you think it already answer your question, Vinny? Like I take 4 eggs per day, that's my main protein source. Is that okay? So 4 eggs per day, this is 1 exchange of protein. 1 egg ni adalah egg yang size B.
You
Alright.
get it?
Yeah. So that means you eating like 11 exchanges of protein. Your maximum protein source adalah 11 biji telur. Tapi you also take like sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, and maybe in the carbs that you are eating ada some sort of protein, kan? Yeah. So to answer your question, is that okay? Yeah, it's okay. 4 eggs per day is okay. Okay, but you also have to check lah whether you have allergy reaction ke apa ke, because based on my experience ada yang vegetarian yang baru sahaja nak masuk vegetarian, okay, practicing vegetarian, the moment they focus on not vegetarian lah, lacto ovo vegetarian, the moment they makan eggs tiba-tiba ada allergic reaction sebab badan dia tak terbiasa makan more than 4 or 5 eggs in a day. Okay? Yes.
So I have one question about cholesterol then, because if you're eating so much
Yeah.
eggs, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last time, the research show that taking more than 4 to 5 eggs in a day will contribute to dietary cholesterol. But the recent research, I think the research, it has been conducted since 2017, doesn't show direct correlations
Yeah.
about dietary egg. Yeah, so should be no problem. There is no problem with eating eggs. Okay. Does
Tracy,
that answer?
you have a question for Farah, Tracy?
Yeah.
You can unmute yourself, Tracy. Oh, okay. Okay, so Tracy says, can I take 1 egg for each meal? So that answers the question, yeah, Tracy? All right. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So this is, since we're already talking about this, right? About these exchanges. Yeah. So I believe one of the most important thing is also you should also count your carbs. Yeah. So sama juga lah. Carbs is around 45 to 60% for your total calories. Okay. 1 exchanges of carbs is equal to 15 gram. So after this session, later I'll share with Karen how to do count the exchanges, so you guys can practice it on your own. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Done. Okay. So now let's move on to the next. Sama juga. What food should I take to lower cholesterol, high blood pressure, and fatty liver issues?
So
Okay.
this is quite a common,
Yeah.
say about 80% of the women, we are all suffering from one or the other. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do I answer this? Sama lah. No one size fits all, because if I say your body, we have to do like fully dietary recall. Okay, so there are cases where we say you have to really limit your fried food intake. So it's like a general recommendation. And apparently the listener tu dia memang tak makan fried food pun. But we found out that then dia langsung tak makan fried food tapi cholesterol pun naik. One of the reason is because dia punya apa hormonals is because of their pathophysiological reason, not because of the food reason. Okay, so this is why it is very important for each one of us to always take to do blood tests. So once in 6 months or once a year. But for midlife, I would suggest once in 3 months or once in 6 months, because we have to know whether it is coming from the food sources or whether it is coming from our pathophysiological issue. Okay, for example, if we as a dietitian says like you have to increase your omega 3, increase your omega 3, and somehow you also need to increase your omega 6 in order to lower your cholesterol. But if you already potentially has some eye issue, taking omega 6 will cause you to develop another eyes issue. Yeah, so this is I believe this discussion on when it comes to chronic disease management it shouldn't be general. Okay, I believe Karen can guide you on this because she already know and she learn about your lifestyle. I believe she also understand about how's your eating pattern. Yeah, and whether this food is suitable or not, or whether we should reduce or whether we should increase is okay. Okay, but this is for cholesterol. But I can discuss on some of the tips. Okay, for the food to lower our cholesterol intake, number one, for Malaysian context, I would suggest to instead of using like olive oil ke fruit vegetables oils, maybe let's do blended oil. Okay, there are blended oil yang available in the market, but it's very, very expensive, so this is not sustainable. But what you can do, blended oil to help you to lower your cholesterol is 1-to-1 ratio with palm oil. Palm oil, one scoop, example, 1 cup of palm oil, and then another 1 cup of vegetables oil. So you guys can combine it, and this is where you can use to fry your fish ke, meat ke, pork ke. Okay, so this is one of the things, tips to help us lower cholesterol when it comes to fried food. Practically for Malaysian, we cannot, memang susah nak lari daripada fried food kan. Okay, we have to talk about sustainability and practicality. Yeah, so this is one of the things that we need to prevent. Okay. Okay, and high blood pressure. High blood pressure, we have to focus on DASH diet. What is DASH diet? Is the diet that really focusing on high fiber intake. Okay, for example, if you suffering from high blood pressure, memang vegetables and fruits, even though it sounds cliche, but it's very, very important. It helps to balance our sodium potassium balance in our body. Okay, potassium, where do you got this? All coming from fruits and vegetables. Okay, so our body mechanism is like this, you know. Okay, the moment we increase kita punya potassium intake, sodium dia akan turun. Yeah, so it's the moment you tak makan potassium, dia akan naik your punya sodium. Hence, it will cause you uncontrolled blood pressure. Okay, yeah, so this is very important. Fatty liver is, I believe, is similar like lowering your cholesterol. And then, yeah, I saw Karen have any questions. Karen, the other Karen.
Just now on the fruit intake kan, if I lazy want to chew, I use a blender. Actually, it's blend everything and I would telan everything. Is it alright?
Okay, what type of food that you use to blend to?
Banana, apple, orange, and lemon. Sometimes add with carrot, celery, and beetroot. Macam tu combination.
Oh, you mean the fruits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And blend and drink lah, telan.
Okay. Nutritionally, is okay, but you lost a lot of nutrients and the fiber, right? So I believe one of the reason to ask you to eat fruits and vegetables, aside from other antioxidant supplementation out there, is because we need the benefits of the fiber. Okay, but if you blend it, okay, ada sedikit dia punya fiber is okay. But if you blend it dan buang dia punya fiber, so it's a question of whether you are eating the quite amount of fiber or not. Yeah, nutrient wise, okay.
So long if let's say I blend but I telan the fiber all together is okay, right?
Yeah, should be okay. But then when you chew food kan, Karen, it will improve your muscle memory. Yeah, I believe when it comes to midlife women, okay, what we need to also take into consideration is the risk of developing dementia. Okay, but the moment we chew food, eat fruits and vegetables, it will improve our muscle memory. Yeah, so my suggestion is janganlah blend hari-hari. You also need to take at least one serving tu you kena eat.
Okay, still have to chew one.
Iyalah.
Okay.
Is it hard to chew?
Tak boleh malas lah.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of
Okay.
health benefits chewing, Karen.
Okay.
Hi, Farah. I would like to ask. I read some article before says that it's better to eat by chewing the food rather than using all the blend.
Yeah.
That's why, because it will let our brains know that we are actually eating,
Yeah.
and then it will send a signal so that we eat lesser. So is it true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. But there's a continuation of that, Vinny. Okay. I found out that they say if your gut is not healthy, don't trust your gut feelings. Right? So sometimes when people memang tak jaga dia punya makan, and then the brain signal is delay. Yeah. So and maybe they don't really understand how their body communicate or reacts. Yeah. So that's why first thing first, memang need to improve your gut health. Then it will allows you to allows your gut and your brain to communicate together. Yeah. So how to improve the gut tu? Number one memang daripada segi makanan is probiotic, prebiotics type of food, fruits and vegetables, chewing. Okay. And at the same time you have to improve your BO, bowel habit. Always hari-hari pergi toilet. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope that answers your question. All right. So now let's move on. So sama lah. What food is best for menopause women? The whole idea is food that focus on nourishment. So the moment you focus the food on nourishment, so this is the best for menopause women. Aside from the things that we discussed earlier, right? So let's just focus food for nourishment is better. Another example food kan I saw from rural area in Sabah. Diorang asyik makan macam fried fried dan sugary food macam yang kuih keria, donut, minum petang kan, petang-petang. So that food may be focusing on nourishment but just extra calories. So I wouldn't recommend that, especially if you are in a journey to improving your hormones. Okay, macam ambil donut ke, yang kuih-kuih Melayu tu, okay, we need to reduce it. Okay, it really memang dia helps nourishment, but maybe just around 10%, 20%. The rest is extra calorie. It's just energy dense. Okay. So the food that I'm referring here, food yang memang complete and balanced, protein, carbs, fat, okay, good fat, okay, and at the same time your fiber, okay. And then right, even though I'm a dietitian, we have been taught about the importance of real food, okay. I also would like to share to each and every one of us, because our lifestyle is already changing, is different, stress level also different. So this is the importance of supplementations. The moment you reach 30 years old, supplementation is necessary. Okay. It's because supplementation meant to enhance our health. Okay. The moment you makan bila you sakit, it will deteriorate kita punya health issues. Example, right? A lot of Malay, when I read threads on social media, a lot of like Malay auntie, uncle cakap ambil suplemen ini buat pinggang I rosak. Why? Because they already have like chronic kidney disease stage 1. So the moment they eat supplements too, because they do not want to eat medication, it's already putting a burden on their kidney. Yeah, so this is that's why we have to be proactive, and supplements needs for enhancement bukan waktu kita dah sakit. Yeah,
It's a prevention, right?
yeah, it's prevention. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's a gap between before medication is a must. First, like real food, and then plus with supplementation. And if this memang tak jalan, then menopause, then medication. But most of based on my experience kan, I saw midlife women yang memang fokus on real food sahaja dengan fokus on supplement plus real food, kita memang nampak a very, very real difference in terms of their cognitive function, in terms of their physical, macam mana dia berjalan, nampak strong tau. Okay, and then of course anti-aging. Kita nampak orang yang real food plus supplements ni dia nampak muda. Example like you guys here lah, right? Not buttering up, but this is real case. Okay, yeah, so have to really focus on nourishment. Starting 30 years old and above, supplementation is necessary, okay, to avoid us from sakit. Yeah, again, I believe it's not if I put into category, I saw most of our Chinese clients, I think memang diorang dah ada quite health conscious. Okay, that's why some of it like macam nampak awet muda. But Malay and Indian, apa tu susah. It's very hard to educate them because most of them coming to us, dah memang sakit. Whereas our Chinese customer that is coming to us, memang for prevention. Yeah, so I think now it has to start with us today, with our
Yeah.
Chinese community, to educate our kids now and to educate our young people.
Yeah, I mean, it's about prevention. That's the thing. We don't want to wait until we get so bad before we do something about it. There's a question from Tracy. She said, is it sufficient with M plus or I need other supplements? Actually, Tracy, you have to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you feel like you're taking M plus, everything's going well, you feel great, then continue. But I do advocate a lot as per Farah as well. Vitamin D and magnesium for us in the evenings. These are the two that I say, please do take it, because I've seen too many women that basically went into deep depression and all that just because they were not getting vitamin D. So and vitamin D is a very cheap supplement, so you see me constantly advocating that you all please take your vitamin D in the morning. Okay. Magnesium is magnesium glycinate. So magnesium glycinate is for women of our age, we should be taking 400 mg. So normally most packaging comes with 200 tablets. So it's 2 tablets. Again, I highlight, take it in the evening. Yeah. And if you want something that helps you with sleep, it's magnesium theanine. So you can buy that with a combination of L-theanine. Theanine helps you to calm down. Tracy, your question, vitamin D, I advocate for 5,000 IU. If you can get 10,000, go for it.
Yeah, amazing, Karen. One more thing I would like to add is check. Yeah, if you have some extra budget, go check on your blood result, focusing on the nutrition part. Yeah. There's like a nutrition DNA test. I don't think it's reliable because it doesn't show our current health. Yeah, so go check your health, your blood result.
So if you are interested on the blood test, the oligo scan is the one that I posted that you should get. So basically it tests what minerals that you are over or under, and then compounding it to suit your body. So that is the one that I've been posting that you all should consider if you are interested.
Yeah. Yeah, I think compounding supplementation is quite macam famous juga because it helps to check what's lacking and they are doing it.
Yes, correct. So we are working very closely with a pharmaceutical. So basically they take the test, then we see, okay, let's say for myself, oh, maybe I'm lacking in potassium or whatever. So they create something to help me balance that out. So that will help me kind of complementary to the M plus that I'm taking, and overall, that's the thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe right, M plus community is in the right hand.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think for today's, that's all from me for our session. But it's really such an amazing discussion. Yeah. And even though I'm a dietitian, but I think I believe in Karen's knowledge simply because she has learned, and secondly, she experienced, and thirdly, she also have met a lot of women in midlife, so she can speak based on experience. That's why I say you guys are in a very good community and in the good hands.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Okay, so there was one question saying that Morgana is asking if you could share protein exchanges, a chart or a reference guide by any chance.
Can.
And then I'm just going to open the floor for a few more questions. So Winnie, yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
you?
I'm not sure whether it happens to any of us. Okay, for me, I have a question within myself lah. Like every week I go to shop for food, right? I notice I have the tendency that I'm buying the same type of food. So I'm wondering, so am I in a good hand? I just keep eating what I like to eat, I usually eat. So every time I think of, okay, what should I take for protein? I can't think of many choices and I keep on falling back to the same thing. So is it okay, or what should I do to better improve it? Yeah,
Okay.
that's my question. Thank you.
Yeah. So I believe the reason why we keep on eating the same food is because number one is familiarity. Secondly, we do not want to think what are the food that we need to eat, kan? Yeah. So on how to improve it, I think everyone also have sharing this kind face this kind of situation. Okay. Number one, if you memang tak mau tukar you punya makanan, but maybe you change the way how the food is prepared. For example, you ambil the protein ikan kan, ikan hari ni masak kicap, the next day maybe you try ikan masak merah, right? Because they maybe have some difference in terms of nutrients. Though the main source is sama saja, but the way it is prepared berlainan. But of course, it's familiarity. Maybe Vini rasa, tak mau lah, I dah biasa makan ikan masak kicap, I'll just take ikan masak kicap. So what you can do, and this is where snacking plays a very important role. Okay, different types of fruits will bring different types of nutrients, will supplements whatever lacking because of the makanan yang sama sahaja yang you ambil tu. Snacking is very important if you face this kind of situation. And thirdly, supplementation is also important to supplements whatever lacking because of your daily food choices. Yeah. I hope it's a sweet and simple answer, Vinny, but you got the point, right? Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
for the snacking, it's not necessarily fruits. Okay. Coming from your nut spoon is there. Your simple smoothie is already helping. Yeah, because you remember, when you eat real food, most of the nutrients are already inside. Majority of the macronutrients and micronutrients is already there. Yeah, so that's why snacking should be boleh diubahkan because it's easy to take, easy to buang saja.
Any other question, ladies? Anyone? Hands up. You can unmute yourself. So so just share with us and chit chat, and thank you, Farah, for spending your Sunday evening with us. I really appreciate that. And ladies, have a wonderful Sunday. 2 weeks from now, there'll be another awesome discussion again. And if you have any question that you'd like me to address with Farah, just type it to me and I'll ask her. Okay.
Later I'll share with you the protein calculations and carbohydrate calculations.
I
Okay.
think that's what they like. Yeah. Thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your dinner.